Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is Charger MC, and today we are back at it again with the Todd McFarlane Spawn Ultra Action Figure reviews. Today we have a deluxe edition one, and this is of Clown 2, who has a missile that fires from shoulder artillery. So, here he is. This guy's got a lot going on, and he's from America's Best-Selling Comic Book, and that's what you can do. We'll check that out together. So, there he is, and if this guy might look familiar to you, you might know that the Spawn Universe line from a couple years back, they had a clown figure that had a whole bunch of stuff like this. I'm pretty sure that it's based off of this guy, so that's pretty cool. And this guy himself is based off of the Violator miniseries that Alan Moore wrote back in 1994. But this guy himself is from 1996, and he is specifically from Spawn Series 4. And you will recognize a couple of those guys. I have Cygor and She-Spawn, and then we have Series 3 down here. I have a few of those guys. And then we have Wetworks figures. Stay tuned for those. I might be looking at those. And then we have Youngblood, and then there is a bio on Clown 2. And you will notice that this figure looks different. He has gray weapons, and he has a face on his arm there. And again, this is because of the Violator miniseries, where basically he kills a guy, and he has his hand going through the guy's face. But yeah, so this is a variant, or more accurately, this is a variant. So if you want the original version of Clown 2, he looks like that. He has gray weapons, and he has a face. And I do believe that they also have a version of this guy who has the gray weapons, but he doesn't have a face on his arm. But we got this one here, who doesn't have a face on his arm, and he instead has a whole bunch of orange weapons. So, as opposed to any further ado, let's open this guy up, and we'll see what we got going on here. So, let's check this guy out together. I'm very excited about this. So, let's see what's up. Let's see what is up. Alright, so, that is pretty straightforward. There we go. This guy's got some weight to him. And let's get his missile out of here. Get out of here, missile. Get out. Get out. Alright. Hold on. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by while I get the really annoying tape off of this missile. Like, you know, for 1996, this you know, for being that long ago, this tape is still doing its job. Alright, there we go. So, there is what we got going on, and here he is. This is Clown 2, and I think this is probably the best looking clown that they had with the Spawn series, the classic figures. I used to think that that was this guy here, the movie clown, who I've already looked at. Check him out if you're interested. You'll notice that he is really big. And it makes sense because John Leguizamo, you know, he's not like 4 feet tall like a clown is supposed to be in the comics, but he just looks really big compared to the classic Spawn figures. And so this guy feels like a lot better sized, and yeah, so yeah, he's definitely a lot smaller, as he should be, because again, this guy's only supposed to be like 4 feet tall when he's like this. So let's take a look at how tall he is, not including all of this. Looks like he is about 3.5 inches or so to the top of his head, not including the hair, because the hair is real hair, and it can kind of go however you want. So he stands at about, let's say, 9.5 centimeters. So again, this guy is tiny, but he's supposed to be. He definitely looks like Violator in his clown form, though. So there's no question about that. He just looks absolutely disgusting, and of course that's intentional. If you know this character, you know that well, he kind of looks like this for a reason. So he's got a really good-looking face there, and by good-looking, I mean it looks terrible, it looks disgusting, but again, that's supposed to be appropriate for his character, so it's totally works, it's totally accurate. So yeah, that looks good. Then I'm not a fan of the real hair, but I think it looks fine for what it is. I definitely would have preferred it to be sculpted, but whatever, it's all good. And then he's got like this leather jacket, he's got like this like t-shirt that has some stitches on there. You have this bandolier here with some ammo, you got some pouches for some guns and, well, ammo and all of that. and he's got some jeans. You can kind of see some of his underwear there, and then you got these pretty big feet. He is a clown, so I guess it makes sense he has big shoes. And then, yeah, there's not really a whole lot going on the back there. I mean, he does have some coattails, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. But then, obviously, the main thing that you're probably looking at right now is all of this. So, yeah, he's got some, looks like he's got some, like, saw blades or, like, blades here. He's got, like, a whole bunch of, it looks like this is, like, a sniper rifle here, and then you got some cannons, and you got, like, another knife here. You have a, this almost looks like a pistol. You got, like, a rocket launcher here. You got, like, a missile here. You got, like, a sonar, like, satellite targeting scope thing. You got some more missiles. You got some more guns. You have an ammo belt here that's supposed to feed into this machine gun, I suppose. And, yeah, so that's what he's got going on. And it's obviously super ridiculous, but I think it makes sense given his character. And then he does also have this thing, which I guess is supposed to be like a control that, like, you would assume that he just presses, like, a button on there, and then that shoots all of this at once. So, yeah, I guess we can go over the accessory here. So he does come with this, and it's a nice little missile, and what it does is, I guess you just plug it into here. Yep, so it just clicks in there, and then I notice that there's a button here, so I suppose if you just press the button, then there we go. Yeah, so you just put it in here, push the button, and then, oh, come on, I literally just did it. Literally just did it. I mean, show the people. Show the good people at YouTube. Okay, well, whatever. You get the idea. It shoots out. But yeah, so as far as other articulation is concerned, it looks like this whole ensemble, it's on 2 different pieces, so it's on each of his shoulders. So these can go back, or they can go forward. So you can have it all the way behind him like that. It almost looks like he's got, like, some crazy jetpack or something like that. Or it can pivot forward, but it kind of messes up his hair. But it looks like that's about as far forward as it goes. So there's that. We'll keep that out of the way for now. His head is on a swivel there. So his head can move a little bit. Then his arms, they can, yeah. His arms are tight because he's been in a package for almost 30 years there. So yeah, his arms could rotate all the way around if not for all of this. He does have a cut at the elbow there, but it looks kind of weird if you bend it. But yeah, so he does have that on his left side. It doesn't look like he has that as the right side, but that's okay. And then the only other point of articulation is he has a waist twist, which makes sense because his legs are tiny. It would make sense that they couldn't move, but I am not faulting that because I think that makes perfect sense for who this guy is and what he's all about. So there we go. Let's prop this back up. All of this. There we go. So now he is ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, there is Clown 2. I think this guy is really fun. I'm especially curious if any of you are watching this video, if you have the Spawn Universe one, so the one from like a couple years ago that was basically this exact figure but modernized. I'm curious what you think of that one compared to this guy here, because I think he's really cool, and I'm definitely more about the classic figures than I am the new ones. But if you let me know, if you want to talk about that in the comments, not the comics. If you want to talk to me about that in the comments, I will definitely respond to that, because I'm just kind of curious too. But yeah, so that's all I have for now. So if you enjoyed this video, do be sure to leave a like. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think of this guy, or of the newer figure that's a lot like this, or what have you, if you're interested with that. And if you're interested in more reviews like this, do be sure to subscribe, because I've already reviewed a lot of these older Spawn figures. I do intend to continue that, but that's all I have for today. So other than all of that, I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.